shark. Big sharks. Get in the water, boys. Jump in the water after the shark. Ladies and gentlemen, he might get eaten. He might get eaten. Brad, man-eaters, be careful.
What?
They're man-eaters.
After a long day's fishing in the Bahamas, Captain Sean Morgan returned to port to be surrounded by these voracious pigs. Check out the action.
Don't eat me, bro.
He's scared. Grab the. He's gonna get you. He's thinking about jumping in the boat. Oh yeah. Me and the pigs. Me and the pigs.
Man, oh man, did I have a great time at the PCS show today at the Orange County Fairgrounds. I got to spend time with so many old friends and make so many new friends, but I was completely humbled. So many of you came over to tell me how much you are enjoying the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel. And I've got to tell you, that means the world to me. It truly does. I was so humbled, I felt so blessed, and I felt really fortunate to spend time with each and every one of you. Doing the morning briefing every morning, or the Danny Cadota show, or Tackle Shop Confessions, or any number of other shows that we have planned for you this coming year is indeed a pleasure and an honor for me. But it's even more so now because, once again, you went out of your way to come over and say hello. Thanks, everybody. Really appreciate it. And I hope to see you really, really soon. Hey, good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California. This lovely Sunday morning. It is really beautiful. The sunrise is great. Michael Limon is here. His grandpa is back there catching fish. We've got a guy, Rob, over here. We're having all kinds of fun. Rob has already caught his very first surffish, a leopard shark. And Michael Limon, come out here, Michael, and say hello. Michael Limon, you had a surffish on your first cast?
First cast and second cast.
What were they, barred perch?
Croakers.
Croakers! All right, Michael, good job. So Michael's here, and hopefully one of these schmucks will catch a fish while we're doing the morning briefing. This event down here starts at 8:30 this morning, so these are the early birds. They're out here at daybreak, but the tide is going to be perfect around 10 a.m., and we suspect there's going to be some more catching going on. We're going to cover the bluefin tuna bite with you all. I was at the PCS show yesterday, and I met so many wonderful people. It was so great spending time with each and every one of you. Of course, we'll talk about the local sand bass and sheepshead. We've got to cover the surf fishing bite. We're going to talk a little bit of lobster and so much more. You know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Oh, is that good? Michael asked me, I don't know how your feet don't get frostbitten when you're standing down here, and that's because I pour hot coffee down there on my feet and make sure they stay warm. That's how I keep that rocking and rolling. Hey, if you don't mind, hit that like button. We deeply appreciate it if you would do that. Share these videos with a friend. Tick the bell. You'll be notified when there is new content. And of course, subscribe to the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel. You can follow us on TikTok, Facebook, on Instagram, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. Hey, it is really great to be with you all. And as usual, we'll start in Mexico, but how'd you like that lead-in? That crazy Sean Morgan in the Bahamas now had all those pigs come out to the boat. He's cracking me up with that. And then they're goofing off with that nurse shark. That was pretty funny stuff. Also, most of the time, nurse sharks are pretty docile, but every once in a while, they'll clamp down on you, so you kind of got to be careful regarding that. All right, Dan Lightfoot is not helping one bit at all, and neither is Rob. We want somebody to get a surf fish while we're doing this, and I guarantee you, we'll have some more surf fishing action as the day goes on, no question about it. All right, Cabo San Lucas continued good striped marlin fishing down there. Most of the guys are getting a good shot at the striped marlin. Also, there's yellowfin tuna, and we've seen occasional wahoo and pretty good dorado fishing going on down there also. In the San Quintin area, which is only 140 miles below the border, gorgeous sunrise here this morning. 140 miles, we continue to see good yo-yo iron yellowtail fishing, not every single day, but they've had their shots at the yo-yo iron yellows. The yellows that we've been catching just about everywhere on the Baja coast and up here in Southern California also have been beautiful grade yellowtail. And I'm talking fish in the 18 to 25 pound class, very common, some up to 30. And of course, you've got 8 to 12 pounders mixed in every once in a while also. But it's been mostly good grade. Also, really good lingcod fishing and rock fishing down there in San Quintin. And in Ensenada, we see really good mixed bag fishing. A few yellowtail down there. Every once in a while, a shot of barracuda. But steady, consistent fishing on the rockfish, some nice sheepshead and whitefish, and of course some big bonita. And if you focus your attention on the rugged, pristine Baja coast, you can come up with some good calico bass fishing down there in that neck of the woods right now. Guys like Sammy Susare had great fishing yesterday. Cortez Sport Fishing, Alberto Flores with some really good fishing, and he was out of Popotla. Popotla is a little fishing village just south of Rosarito Beach. It's mostly a commercial fishing area, but you can go down there and jump on like with Alberto and go do some good rock fishing. And as you can see, those guys did pretty darn well. They were really putting the hurt on the fish, catching plenty of really great bottom fish. So nothing wrong with that. All right, so Mexico Lindo, we got that covered. Let's talk now about the long range situation, and that bite has been excellent on board the Red Rooster 3. We have seen some outstanding fishing on big yellowfin tuna. They've had YFT up over 300 pounds. They've had several 200 pounders. They've had that 150 to 190 pound grade of yellowfin tuna, and they've also had very steady fishing on, I want to call it 70 to 90 pound yellowfin tuna. Great trip going down on the Red Rooster 3 right now, as it has been absolutely spectacular. Great fishing indeed. All right, don't forget, it's tax season, and if you got to handle your taxes, you want to do it with a man that you can trust and a dear friend of the Friedman Adventures family. That's Tim Marquez and A Best Income Tax. Make sure you give Tim a call today. And if you have heating and air conditioning needs, nobody better than Friedman Adventure family member John Lopez. John's a great guy from Efficient Heating and Air Conditioning. He'll handle it all for you also. All right, our bluefin tuna bite in Southern California on board the Polaris Supreme. They were out bouncing around on a 3-day trip. Ended up with 18 bluefin tuna. They worked hard, saw good evidence of fish, saw really good evidence of fish, but it never fired up and bit wide open. They were on grade of fish one day that was like 90 to 130 pound fish. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fish. They got 9, and then the next day they get 9 fish that were smaller grade, smaller, 40 to 60 pounds. Man, I never thought I'd ever be saying that that's a small grade of bluefin tuna, but that's where we find ourselves, even in wintertime here in Southern California. We're almost out of wintertime. We're bearing down on spring today, daylight savings time. So, wow, I tell you, still an incredible signal and sign. Part of it is getting enough boat pressure out there, enough boats to scour the area and find the main vein of bluefin tuna that really wants to bite. So guys are out there doing that, and as we move on into this season, that's what we'll do. We'll encounter that main vein and start to hammer on. A lot of that fish taken at night. Remember, you want to fish, it changes, you know, depending on wind and current and depth. 200 to 300 gram jigs were working really well, but you want to have some 400 plus gram jigs in addition to that. It makes all the difference in the world, so keep that in mind for sure. Hey, I forgot to tell you about Mexico. Some friends of mine are down there in Bay of LA, and they are putting the hammer on some nice cabrilla. They just got there and started fishing cabrilla and doing really, really good, excellent fishing. Little half-day session on that stuff. And this morning, they're fishing those big baquetas in that deep water. Sometimes as deep as 1,000 feet of water is what they fish. So that should be really exciting stuff. So I'll keep my eyes on that for you. Manny Mercado and a bunch of other guys are down there really enjoying it. Appreciate those great photos, guys. Good luck today. Put the hurt on the baquetas. That's going to be fantastic. All right, so our bluefin tuna bite. Whoa! I got to just turn around and admire. That is gorgeous, isn't it? Beautiful morning here. Our bluefin tuna bite trying to come together. We'll keep our eyes on it. April the 4th through the 9th, we're on the Independence for a 5-day trip, and that promises to be an excitingly great trip. Several people have signed up in the last 48 hours. I can't wait to make that trip with you and shoot a video. My son Philip's going to be there. Greg Bates is going to be there. The Elf, Scott Butcher's going to be there. Trevante Johnson is going to be there. There's going to be a lot of great folks. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to do it with you all. All right, let's talk SoCal in general and remind you all that rockfish season is closed right now, but you're able to catch whitefish and sheep's head. There's been some decent halibut fishing at time. You can take sculpin. It's still been pretty good. And you cannot beat a day on the water like that. It is just fabulous to be out there. The Dolphin down there out of San Diego is a local boat. He had some good sand bass and sculpin fishing going on, as did many of the boats up and down the Southern California coast. Our dear friend, Nick Ramirez, was on board the Monte Carlo yesterday. And Nick, he's just such a loyal Friedman Adventures fan. Man, Nick, I can't thank you enough. You're such a good person and such a great promoter of Friedman Adventures. Anyway, Nick says, I'm listening to Friedman Adventures, and that crazy guy says, hey, you should go and buy some shrimp at the local market, and if you do that, you're going to catch more sheephead. So Nick did just that. He went and bought some shrimp, and he ended up going out on the Monte Carlo, caught his limit, and he looked around and he said, wow, some of these guys are not catching. I'll share my shrimp with them. And he did just that and helped some anglers on board, and that's the kind of stuff we love to see. The California out of Ventura sport fishing yesterday had excellent fishing. They loaded up on the whitefish, 13 guys, 130 whitefish and 3 sheep's head. They're out again this morning, and I got a feeling they're going to put the herd on the fish up there out of Ventura, and so is the Island Spirit. They are out today, and that should be a great trip. We'll be watching the Island Spirit to see exactly how they do. And Daniel Hadawi is running the trip. It's his first trip on the boat. We interviewed him here the other day. I can't wait to hear how Daniel does on the Island Spirit. They had a great day on the California up there. It should be really outstanding fishing. There in our local halibut area, it's been a little bit slower here lately. The Native Sun yesterday had only 2 halibut on their 3/4 day run, 19 sculpin, 41 whitefish, but overall they've had just a fantastic season. It has been fantastically incredible. 150 plus legal fish taken on board the Native Sun. You cannot beat that. In addition to that, of course, they've had 4 fish over 30 pounds and well over 20 fish over 20 pounds. It's been a phenomenal year. No doubt about that. It's been really something to marvel at. Remember, if you're going to fish with fluorocarbon, you better put that Opsin fluorocarbon on. And you can see Greg Brown at the PCS show today. Make sure you drop by the Independence booth at the PCS show. It should be a great opportunity for you to meet some of the folks who make the Independence so special. And you get information on our 5-day trip, April 4th through the 9th. I just got to tell you, there at the PCS show, I couldn't walk 2 feet without somebody walking up and saying how much they enjoy Friedman Adventures. And I've got to tell you, thank you so very much for doing that, for all of your support. I am so blessed to have an audience like I have right now, and I can't thank you enough. That comes from my heart. Everybody, each and every one of you went out of your way to come over and say hello and tell me how much you enjoy the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel. That means the world to me. I can't thank you enough. Thank you so very, very much. All right, some private boaters. How about Shek Chun with limits of sand bass? In fact, he released 40 sand bass. It's winter time, everybody. And he had an incredible trip. He also had limits of sheep's head and a halibut to go along with that. And Angel Ramirez with a couple of nice halibut. He was excited to catch those. That is some really good fishing. All right, let's talk the surf. Remember, in the surf here, where these guys are all going to be hitting the beach here with Friedman Adventures in another hour or so. I'm going to go back up to the house, do some editing, and cook Michael Limon the best breakfast quesadilla I've ever made in my life. And I'm going to cook all the kids some stuff. But here in the surf, we've been catching some yellowfin croaker. These guys have already got 2. We got a leopard shark. There's also been some good barred perch fishing going on our beaches here. And, you know, there's a grunion run tonight. So this beach should be covered with grunion. And of course, that's a magnet. And those grunions stage during this time. I don't see any pelicans hitting the water. Typically, on a good run, you'll see pelicans slamming the water right now. But the point is, you should see a halibut catch here today. I don't know if it's going to be one halibut, if it's going to be 2 or 3, but there should be some flatfish around here today. So good surf fishing going on. And Big Fish Bait and Tackle in the beautiful city of Seal Beach is offering 10% off until 12 noon today on everything that is not a sale item. So stop by there and get your bait and come down here and fish with us a little bit. We'll be here till about 12 noon or so, fishing the Southern California surf. They've got that barred perch derby going on right now. They're giving away a beautiful custom rod on the, well, at the end of the month, and then they start over again. April 1st, they're gonna have a new contest for that, another custom rod a month. Big Fish Bait and Tackle. It is absolutely free to join. You gotta buy a ruler down there and then measure fish on that ruler and upload your photo of your biggest perch here for March to the Big Fish Bait and Tackle Instagram page. But man, I'll tell you, what a great tournament. And I'm hoping somebody gets a big one here today. Craig Ferrari with a yellowfin croaker and 4 barred perch. It's been pretty good action here in the Southern California surf. All right, what can I tell you? Oh, lobster. Lobster hoop netting remains good on your Pro Marahi lobster hoop netting report. It's been outstanding at Catalina Island and here locally, and it's about to come to an end. With a tear in my eye, I say that because there's been some fantastic lobster hoop netting this year. All right, Michael Limon is getting rigged up. Rob is waiting for another bite. And over here, the guy with the big mustache, he's trying to catch a fish. I'll keep you in touch with all of that as the day goes on. And again, I can't thank you enough. All the people who said thank you yesterday. Man, that motivates me to do more shows and put out better and more quality content for you every single day. Hey, I hope I see you down here on the beach today. If not, I hope to see you somewhere really, really soon. Have a great morning, my friends. Take care.